I'm making a Vampire Survivors clone about a teabag defending himself from evil cops, with a unique mechanic of actually picking what enemies you're going to fight. In the last devlog we made the original version of the game that was submitted to the GMTK Game Jam and got 688th place.
Nice.
Now the goal is to make this demo into full game, to release on Steam and mobile, and maybe for once make my parents proud. Good morning gamers, it's me, T1 Muir. As you might have seen, I've been quite busy updating the game, and today we'll be letting other people play the very first new version for the first time. But what is actually new about it? What's new in it? What the fuck? Well, first of all, I fixed most if not all of the bugs in the original version. Particle bugs, projectile angle inconsistencies, enemy collisions, though some bugs were kept as features. The soda cup used to sometimes just go wandering in a random direction instead of chasing the player.
What the dog doing?
Considering how depressed it looks, this was just too funny to remove, so now it's an actual mechanic. He will behave normally, but after getting hit, we'll contemplate his life choices for a bit before going away, never to be seen again. Stay strong, King. After fixing all of this and cleaning up the code, I decided to add a couple more enemies to the game. I wanna keep the theme of all of the regular enemies being cops. No milk cartons, no frying pans, no particle accelerators. Though everything else might eventually become a boss on a later date, but right now we're focusing on cops. And it turned out to be surprisingly hard for me, like how many different unique cop types can you even come up with? Well, let's take it step by step. Firstly, I wanted to add a tanky enemy, and apparently these huge beer mugs are literally called Tankards. They're super simple, big and thick, but they're also very slow and barely chase the player, acting more like static obstacles to avoid. I also had an idea for a coaster type thing that would slide under cups, allowing them to ignore spills. But I decided that adding items that combine with enemies would be just too complicated, so I made this cool surfer glass instead. It holds a coaster as a shield that can protect it from one shot, but if it gets close to a liquid it jumps on the coaster, training the fence for speed. I like the idea of slow enemies deploying close to the player rather than being stuck behind. I also hope that it will be rewarding for players who time their shots well. After that I was thinking. The game had two main ways of damaging the enemies. It's either projectiles hitting the cups or spilled chocolate burning them. I always wanted to have a third way to deal damage, to increase variety, but without adding more buttons, to keep the game simple. So I added the melee attack. It triggers when the player gets hit and swings the little teabag thingy label around, dealing damage and knockback. It's very useful and can save your ass when you're surrounded by enemies. This is especially useful for newer players. But also you can intentionally go into a crowd of enemies to deal a bunch of damage at the cost of your HP. I'm very happy with the risk-reward of this playstyle. But now as the player is more encouraged to take damage, the natural HP regeneration won't be enough, and I need to add another way to replenish health. A comment suggested I add sugar cubes that heal the player, but since we use temperature instead of HP, I'll make them ice cubes if that's okay. So yeah, these ice cubes reduce the player's temperature a good amount.
But wait, Tiwanmir, how would you get them?
Well, I added a new cup type, an ice-carved glass, crafted by the hands of the finest Japanese bartenders. Behaves just like a regular cup, but drops ice when killed.
Wow, so cool.
Now that we have a cup that benefits the melee playstyle, I also want a cup that would be quite strong, but vulnerable to melee attacks. So I added Suomi diggers.
Yo, Olaf,
Yo, what's up?
you're like Finnish, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Right, I have a big question for you. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what do they call it? It's a kuksa. It's carved out of wood.
What is it used for? Do you know anything like that?
Well, here there's a description that it's meant for hard use, and it also it's funnily enough the word kuksa is also like You synonymously with fucking and having intercourse. So it's kind of, but it's a traditional cup anyway.
So it's a traditional cup that is also stands for intercourse.
Yes.
They don't really have anything to do with mining, but I really wanted to have a digger enemy, greatly inspired by diggers from Plants vs Zombies. They're immune to all damage while underground, but pop up when close to the player. And the last new enemy I decided to add is Uranium Glass. This stuff is pretty cool and is known to emit radiation. Initially I thought to just make it deal damage to enemies around it every couple of seconds, but that goes against one of my main design principles for this game. I don't want the cups to just fight each other, I want the player to be the one triggering all of the fun. If there's a huge glass fire splash giga 10x combo on the other side of the map and the player missed it, that's kinda dumb. Instead I made it so when uranium takes damage, it repeats part of the damage around itself. Basically, if you shoot it or hit it, it will splash half of the damage it took on the cups around it. As well, it pretty much doubles the burning of spilled chocolate. This design is cool because it synergizes with all of the damage types in game. But it's also maybe kinda too complicated to explain. I'll think how to simplify its mechanics. Alrighty, we have 5 new enemies, but now we also need a way to pick them in game. As you might remember, before every new wave begins, you are able to choose what enemies to add to it via these cards. In the original version, the cards were wildly unbalanced, with some being basically must picks and other run killers. So I pretty much trashed all existing cards and made 20 new ones, with the new enemies and the new design. This new design is much cleaner, and I think the main reason for that is the font. I actually went ahead and made my own custom font for the game. I know nothing about calligraphy, but I did my best, and after 3 iterations I think it's pretty good. Most importantly, it fits the game and makes adding text much more easier and consistent. Hell, I'm even using it for the script of this video. Anyway, one more thing you might have noticed is that some of the new cards have different background colors. They actually signify rarities. In general, I reworked the whole card generation system. How it used to be is like a list of all of possible drops, numbered in order, and then I roll the dice to decide what item the player gets. The problem with this is it can roll the same item twice, which actually happened quite often in the original game. I implemented a new system using lists, which work more like a bag. You throw all of your items in and then pull one out. After you pulled it out, it's no longer in there, so duplicates are not a problem. As well, this way it's very easy to adjust rarities. If you add more of the same item into the bag, it naturally becomes more common. So yeah, now the cards have rarities. I don't like how most games usually use rarities to hide better items while they throw a bunch of trash at the player. In my games, rarities are more used to make complex items less common. For example, this card is quite good, but only if you truly understand the risk and know how to use it. So I made it rare. While a card like this is pretty safe, can be useful to any build at any point of the run, so it makes sense for it to be more common. Lastly, for this update I added a bit of fluff, particles and animations. Ice and uranium now emit sparkles, which I think look quite nice. I made the enemies squishy when you hit them, that adds some nice additional impact to the gameplay. Also, the player now gets redder the higher his temperature is, and if he is hot for a while he will even start to sweat. As well as you might have noticed already, I added a new animation for the player shooting. And this is basically it for this update. I packaged it all up nicely, and Boiling Point Alpha 2.01 is ready to play. And we did play it with the members of my Discord.
You can.
Whoa!
Oh,
I died. What? The fucking screen shake.
You didn't die, you got brewed.
Man, the temperature is rising.
You didn't watch the shorts.
I watched the shorts.
You didn't.
Listen.
You didn't.
Clearly
You
didn't.
clearly. There was
I
like
get-
3 shorts about it.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I have ADHD, I can't concentrate when I watch shorts.
you're like the
I'm all
child
over the place.
playing Minecraft and watching fucking
Yeah.
TikTok at the same time.
Now we need to add
The
orange.
Ghost milk?
British people
Oh
are
my
gonna be
god,
mad.
the goth.
Oh, look at this cup over there, the bottom.
Oh,
I lost because I lost just for this. I lost just for this.
Oh.
I don't care.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh my god.
Oh my, 4 more waves.
Again.
Just make them chase you to the corner and go
Okay,
left.
you're doing good. The CPU usage is down to 40%.
I gotta go up. Don't go down. Go there. Why would you go down?
It do go down. Oh my
I've
god.
got a plan.
Big damage, big damage.
I've got a plan.
Okay, last wave, Valerie, it's this or nothing.
Oh
Your last
my!
chance. It's your last chance.
I was gonna do
No
it. Take the
way.
ice cube. Take the ice cube.
20 seconds. 20 seconds to be alive. Okay, got it.
I got it.
Oh my fucking god.
100% CPU.
100%.
No.
The CPU usage 90%.
CPU.
No,
CPU,
no, oh my god, oh my god.
No, get the
34.
ice. The ice can still save him. It's on the side. No.
So yeah, seeing other people enjoying the game and even trying to get new high scores while I'm away is very motivating. As well, I got lots of good feedback and ideas from this playtest session. Thanks to everyone who came to play. If you yourself have any thoughts or ideas or feedback, feel free to leave them in the comments below or in my Discord or send them to me via a bottle. Yeah, I will keep working on the game. I plan to do a big UI overhaul and maybe even add bosses for the next big update. So make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to not miss anything. But for now, thank you very much for watching, love you, bye bye.